Hi everyone, it's Rachel from Sweet and Simple Home. Thanks so much for coming by today. I want to show you around my home and my yard today. I've been working really hard on my backyard especially. So when we moved into this home here in Idaho, the woman who lived here had a gorgeous garden, I'm sure at one point, but it just got sort of overgrown and overtaken by a lot of invasive weeds. And so I've been spending a lot of time out here just pulling out things that are dead and weeds and trimming back things that really needed to be cared for. So I have some really gorgeous flowering bushes in my yard, and I wanted to take you out and just show them to you and show you some of the bouquets that I've made around the house, show you where I've put some of the things that I've thrifted recently, and just sort of squish it all together in a video for you guys today. So it's all about just making home beautiful little by little. That's always been a catchphrase that I share here on my channel because this is how I actually operate. So let's take a look around my home and my backyard. This beautiful flowering bush was such a surprise this spring. When we moved in the summer, it was just leaves. So these gorgeous green flower balls popped out this spring and they've faded to this beautiful crisp white. They make the most beautiful bouquets. I love this. It is so cheerful and lovely, and it was such a blessing to discover that this big bush actually creates these gorgeous flowers. I'll link the name of this below. I have several clematis in my backyard. This is my wildest looking one. The other ones have not taken over so much. I'll probably have to do something about that eventually. This little bird bath was such a find. I actually found it in pieces in the backyard and put it back together, and I just love it. We have a willow tree in our backyard. As you can see, it creates quite a lot of sticks that drop from it. And I've heard that's pretty normal with willows, but it does provide some lovely shade, and I love the bright green of the leaves. Our view of the neighbor's farm is one of my favorite things about our backyard. Often his cows will come over to the fence and say hello to me. This angel statue was left by the previous owner as well, and I thought it was so lovely. I've just left it there. I love how it's kind of tucked into the snowball bush. I just sort of weeded around the bottom of it, and you can really see it now. There's a lot of bushes that didn't look like they were going to make it, and I was advised to trim them back. And the previous owner also had a lot of stones everywhere, and I think it was holding down her weed barrier. So I've been trying to sort of work around the stones and figure out what's going to stay, what's going to go. I do have some beautiful peonies that will hopefully be opening soon. They're getting quite tall, and I'm very excited. I've never had peonies before, and I love them. This is a raised bed my husband bought for me for Mother's Day. A local artisan built this, and we bought it off of Facebook Marketplace. And I went with this one because it's up above the ground, so hopefully the weed problem won't spread to this bed, because as you can see, a lot of the beds here are literally falling to pieces. They're rotting away and just full of weeds. So I'm not sure I can use them this year. So as you can see, the weeds are quite aggressive, and I'm doing my best with them. So over here in the corner, you can see more of the vegetable beds that are just taken over. I've actually emptied them out of these weeds twice now, and they just fill up again. So I think I'm gonna have to do cardboard in them or just take them out, especially the ones that are kind of rotting. This is, I think, is another bird bath that I found in pieces. This one looks to be a little broken. I'd love to figure out how to put it back together because I think it's pretty. And then she also left these two large purple pots. Right now I just have them here in the corner. I'm not sure. I think I might paint them because they're such a great size, but I don't love the purple. So you can see more of the stones kind of spread out in the kind of mess back here, but this used to be full of weeds taller than my son, and I have thankfully been able to come through and clear a lot of that out. I still have a lot of work to do. My biggest concern is crabgrass and the morning glory weed that just spread like wildfire and choke out the good plants. That's my concern. You can see that there's potential for plants here, but they're just getting choked out by all the weeds. So I come out and I take a bucket and I fill the bucket with weeds and I do my best in that amount of time that I have. This corner especially is going to be a lot of work for me, but I'm excited with the potential. Let's head back inside and I'll show you some of the things I've been working on. Inside, I've really been enjoying making bouquets from the snowball bush and putting them here and there throughout the house. Here I've got a tiny little bouquet in a antique medicine jar next to some bowls of fruit. I love the color combination of the orange with the blue and white. It's quite inviting and it keeps the fruit visible for the kids, right? And I also have my King Arthur jar here. It holds our sourdough starter waiting for me to do my baking tonight. I have another snowball bouquet here on the coffee table. I put it inside that vintage blue and white pitcher that I have. And I've just layered it on some vintage plates and I love this. It's so sweet. Here on my table you can see there are some of the flower balls that are still greenish and just so gorgeous. I stuck a bunch in this vase that was gifted to me and just let them fall where they may, and I love the result. It's so sweet and inviting. On my entry table I found a little spot for that mister, that vintage mister I shared in a recent yard sale haul. It's sitting here on the entry table next to a little jade plant I got from the local grocery store. It's such a fun piece for the springtime. Back in my kitchen, I put another bouquet of the snowball flowers in that pitcher from Ireland up on the top shelf. And I did a little rearranging from the last time I showed this cabinet to you. I do hope to try peel and stick wallpaper on this cabinet this summer. That's one of my projects I'm hoping to do. So I've had a lot of dud thrift store trips lately where I just don't have that much luck, and yard sales have been hit and miss this weekend. So I found these two things though at Goodwill. So this is Thorn Rose. It's the Brothers Grimm, so the actual story of Sleeping Beauty, but the illustrations in here are so beautiful. This is the illustrator Errol LeCain. This was published in 1981, copyright 1981. And it's so gorgeous. Like there's even these beautiful borders. I just thought this was so pretty. So Clive really liked the dragon illustrations. So we went ahead and picked this one up. You see the dragon? And then this is part of the Harvard Classics. My husband would love, love, love to have a full set of these, but they're really expensive. So I found just one at Goodwill, and their hardback books are $2.99. So this one is Dana. There he is right there. 62nd printing, 1969. Okay, so this printing is from 1969. Yeah, so I found him one. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get him a full set of those Harvard Classics, but these were two recent finds, and was happy about that. My son Clive and I recently went to a nursery to pick up some compost, and they had some plants outside in their greenhouse. So we picked out some things that we'd like to try to grow. I'm really interested in having a kitchen herb garden, so I grabbed what I knew we would use. I grabbed some thyme, and this is lavender, which I'm hoping to plant in the flower beds. And then we have some beautiful sage and some basil, and then Clive begged and begged me for some strawberry bushes. So I've got to figure out where to put these. Well, they're not bushes, but where to put these strawberry plants in my yard. So that's what I got. I still have a few herbs I'm looking for, and I'll be looking for them at other nurseries, I'm sure. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching and staying till the end of the video. It sure means a lot. I'm glad that you came by today, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll hit that red subscribe button and come back for more. And I just wanted to thank you all so much for being so supportive as we make this home beautiful little by little. There's a lot to do here at this house, in the yard, in the home, and I'm really truly enjoying myself, and I enjoy the process so much more in this home than I ever have in my previous homes. I think maybe it's just the maturity of knowing that little by little actually is the best way to go with homemaking and decorating and DIY and all of that. When you rush projects, there's just so much stress. So I'm grateful that you know, this is our 4th home that we've owned. This is the 3rd one that you guys have seen. The first home I wasn't on YouTube yet, but we're just really grateful to be here. We're grateful to have this great canvas that we get to paint with our loves and our favorite things and our interests and make it just so cozy for our family. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you again for being here. You guys take care, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.